everybody! So the video which you've been waiting for on Picky Eaters is right here. So sit back and you will know what are those misses that you have done, or maybe even I have done during our feeding process, which has resulted to picky babies or fussy babies. So the first very important thing is choosing your time right. Your baby cannot be sleepy. Your baby cannot be too hungry. Your baby cannot be too overfull. Okay, so remember these 3 rules when it comes to picking your time right. Because if you're going to have your baby feel sleepy, how the baby is going to cherish the food? And it's happened with me and Azrael as well. His second meals, right? I would keep it somewhere after 3 hours gap, and I observed that he was not very happy having it, and that's when I realized that I'm not timing it right, because he was sleepy, and during that time he would eat like 2 morsels and he would not want to. So I had to rethink that, okay, what's the best time for him to have his second meal? And trust me, it was just yesterday I started giving him his lunch, and he was falling asleep, like he was dozing, and I had to quickly stop. So that's very important. As a parent, you need to have the right time. The second is the quantity. Go with the fist. Your baby's fist, your fist is the size of your stomach. So do not overfeed them. It's okay, let them eat small portions. It's perfectly fine. You don't have to be concerned. As long as your baby is healthy and happy, he is going to be amazingly gaining weight. You don't have to worry. Okay, so the quantity is very important. The third thing is, do not make meal times boring. Not more than 15 to 20 minutes. That's it. It's okay. They have not eaten for the 20 minutes. You've tried your best. Don't showcase your frustration to the baby. It's okay. Okay, so only 20 minutes. So figure this out, that you're not crossing beyond 20 minutes. 1 hour, it's not a happy time. It's like you're forcing him. Forget about just forcing him. Think about you. You're already frustrated, and you're only continuously thinking that why is your baby not eating? Done? So Azrael is done. Just a minute. And you need to know this. It's very important to respect their time. Respect their decision. Okay, down. See, he's telling me down. Perfectly. So let me just keep him down, and that's my cue of how my baby says down and he's done. You need to respect them, because as a child grows, like this is your 4th point, as a child grows, he or she wants to be independent. So what happens is, they showcase all these tantrums, or they want to show their power, they want to show their control by dictating terms. So this is one of their ways of dictating. So you might think that your baby is not listening to you. There is a lot of control that the baby is going to expect, and you cannot be giving in to everything. And very important is patience. You have to be patient. You cannot be showcasing your frustration. You can't be telling the baby, eat, no, 1 more bite, 2 more bites. No. They will decide. They know how much they want to eat. You are a facilitator. You can only bring what they can eat, but don't force that into their mouth. Right? For example, when you are at your dining table, and if your mom right now tells you, "Aur ek roti khao," what are you going to react? You're going to say, "Mummy, ho gaya, bas ho gaya." Right? You're going to show that bas ho gaya. Right? So even the child has signals. The child can communicate. You as a parent needs to know how to respond to that. Okay? So let me go to the next. The most important and a crucial thing is my 5th point, is about variety when it comes to what kind of meal. That is, let's say you're making dal rice. It can be palak dal rice, like palak khichdi. And next time, don't give again the same. Give a lauki khichdi, or try a khichdi with dalia, or a khichdi with millet. So it's not just about variety, but it's also about variety in texture. So just to share with you, Angela never ate papaya puree. So she really did not like papaya puree as a baby, and I have tried many times. Now, just because she didn't eat did not mean that I did not give her papaya or ask her for the papaya. I kept giving her or asking her. Not that did she eat, but the biggest revelation, It was after she was 6 years old, she is asking for the papaya and she's eating. So babies will have preferences just like how I and you have preferences. You may not like a roti with ghee, or you may not like bitter gourd. Like if I have to tell you my experience with bitter gourd, I have only eaten the Mangalorean Christian style of bitter gourd, which is with a lot of coconut and jaggery. And I must tell you, I do not like it, or I dislike that. But when I came to Mumbai and one of my colleagues gave me this stuffed bitter gourd, and I started loving it. Not only that, I even like spiny gourd, which is called kantola, and I'm like, okay, there are so many different things. It is bitter, but I like the flavor. So it's not necessary that your baby also will like similar textures. Another thing is, I'll just tell you this with an example. So I have a channel that I ask Angela to watch, which is a lot of stories. I will share that on my video below. Is stories, okay? And in that there was a story about the zombies, and this zombies had a baby, and the zombie would love eating vegetables, whereas his entire family would not eat vegetables. They would eat brain and eyes, liver, etc. So that's what zombies eat, right? And so if that story tells us that a child can have a different preference than a parent, that means if you do not like Loki in your house and you're not bringing it, that does not mean your baby does not like it. So it's very important to bring in different foods into your home and feed your child. So it is a change not only that you expect from your child. If you're expecting your child to have a soup which you yourself feel saying that I am never going to eat it, how do you expect your child to eat it? These are few questions that I want to leave it to you guys, because it is not about how to get my child right. It is about what do I do to then implement different changes. So the another thing that I want to share with you is that your baby is trainable. Your baby will change. And to share with you this is the classic example is Angela has mouth breathing. What would happen is the tongue is here, like that. And the first stage of training is to get your tongue stick up. And in 3 months of time, the tongue was trained to do that. So when a tongue can do its job, which you don't even know it is natural. Naturally it goes up. When you can train the tongue, what about your baby? Your baby is like, a sponge. Is going to absorb everything and anything that is around. So you need to create the right environment for your child. And my last point is, make meal times enjoyable. Have all family members enjoy it. Don't make just a separate food for your baby which has less spice. Make a meal which you're also going to enjoy. Like right now when I make sambar, it is Azriel focused sambar and we all enjoy it. It is Azriel focused food. Like I have somebody who comes for cutting of vegetables. I tell her what Azriel के जो Azriel के मुंह में जा सकता है उतना छोटा काटो. So my focus is my child and all of us are revolving around him. But that's how I make mealtimes fun, not only for Azriel but for all of us. So here are my few things that I shared, that how can you make an impact in your life and change things for your baby. If they are already picky eaters, you can change it, but it is a slow and gradual process. And remember, mothers, that your baby is not growing fast like how they have grown in the first 6 months, right? By the 6 months, your baby is doubled in weight, and that is not what you should expect in the next 1 year. They are going to grow in like grams. Like between 6 months to 10 months, again, maybe 1 or 2 kgs, and 1 to 2 years, again, like maybe like 500 grams. So if their weight itself is going to grow less, their appetite is going to be less. Yes, they might be running around and things like that, but don't be, focused with that, okay, he's not eating how much I'm giving. And the other thing that I wanted to share is with Angela's food diet. I think it's been 3 years and Angela's quantity portion is still the same. Why would it be the same? Because her growth requires a certain amount. So I'm not focusing that she has to eat 2 rotis, 3 rotis. No, it has been 1 roti since I think she has been 1 year old or 2 years old. Maybe her vegetable portion has increased, her salad portion has increased. But like I remember her having a fruit at 4 o'clock right from she was 1 year old, and that apple remains still the same. Apple size is not grown. She's not eating 3 apples. She still eats 1 apple. So please focus on healthy, happy meals. And if you are a mummy who's yet to start your baby's food, then I would truly recommend you to watch my webinar, which is on how to start solids right, so that you can not do few misses that a lot of mothers do. And remember, moms, this process of converting your baby from a picky eater, a fussy eater, to a happy eater is not just your responsibility. It is all people who are a part of your baby's day-to-day life. Again, let me repeat, it is not just your responsibility as a mommy, but all people who are responsible and are in touch with your baby on a day-to-day basis. So that's what I wanted to share with you with regard to this picky eater, the fussy eater issue that a lot of moms face. And very important responsibility that I am sharing today with all of you is, let's make this video reach at least 1 million mommies around the world so that we all can help them. So what you need to do is you have to share this with all the groups that you have, all the channels that you have, so that it can reach out to a lot of mothers, help a lot of mothers. And do not miss to comment, because the comment will definitely bring in lot more mothers. Because if you have a certain issue, a problem that is solved, and I'm going to respond to you, the same problem might be there with 100, 200 other moms. So let's do that, and I hope I'm able to help you in these small videos. Thank you and have a great week ahead.